Welcome to the third installment of Incredible Independent Comics, where today we will be talking about Sirens of the City, #1 by Boom Studios, written by Joanne Starrer, illustrated by Carey Randolph. I hope that's right, and lettered by And World Design. What did I think of it? Stick around to find out. Alright, welcome back. So let's grab a beverage of your choice and get started with the review. And here is another cover. So, like I said, it is created by Joanne Starrer and Carey Randolph. It's written by Starrer, illustrated by Randolph. It starts out in 1987, where you have a young woman, the central character in the book, walking in to a women's health clinic to get an abortion, I guess. And she's confronted by a protester, and all he says is, "I will pray for you," and she says, go jump in front of a bus. To which she goes and walks in front of a bus and gets hit. Then it skips to 2 weeks later, where she's just sitting out in front of a place where she runs, looking for money, and she comes across, she's remembering back to like a foster home that she was kicked out of. And then, still sitting out in front of the place, she runs across her boyfriend, the guy who was the father of the child, and they argue. Her name is Layla. And she storms off and accidentally bumps into Dude, who basically just takes a kind of a liking to her and invites her to a party. I think she's supposed to be a singer or something like that, but invites her to a party, and she winds up going there, where there is a rather eclectic group of people who happens to know what she is. She is a siren, and she has no idea who these people are or what abilities they have. And she's got an attitude. She's kind of a young woman with an attitude, and she doesn't know these people. And they come off as rather strange. And then there's also another group of people that come in and confront the group. So the basic, from what I can understand on this, because she is a siren. She can control people with her voice, and sort of like what sirens do. She draws people to her be attracted, and they'll do what she tells them. Then there's also other types of mythical beings. I'll say beings instead of creatures because, and we're slowly being introduced to them as she would, because you're sort of seeing stuff from her perspective, and you don't really know what's going on, so you slowly start to figure out what's up. And does she want, she's like, who the hell are these people? I don't want to deal with these people. I don't like people. What's going on? Why, And then, of course, it's kind of like almost like a big gang war that's about to happen. And it's really kind of, not really confusing, but, you don't know everything, and so you're trying to figure it out, and you're trying to figure what's going on as she is, and, these people are kind of creepy, but do you want to trust them? What's wrong with this other group of people? And it's really different from the capes and cowl type of stuff, which I like. I'm also a big fan of the horror comics, and this is different from just the normal run-of-the-mill horror stuff that we're dealing with. And so are the characters. And then these characters are starting to, get developed, and they're different from what we see in a lot of books. Because of, there's a lot of it's set in New York, in an area of New York which is really kind of diverse, shall we say. And so you're getting a lot of interesting different types of characters. And along with that, the art is just really well done. I mean, if you look, it's not entirely black and white. It's not entirely color. So it's predominantly kind of a black and white, but they put swaths of color in here to emphasize certain points. I mean, like right here, what she's doing, you can see her eyes are changing color, which is probably how she uses her powers. You've got this section right here where black, red to do the shadows. And look at that section right there with the eyes and everything. It is such an interesting way of doing the art. I really haven't seen much stuff like this. And you've got that little, thing which I'm sure has a lot to do with what's going on. It is such a wonderfully done book. And it grabs your attention and makes you want to figure out what's going on, because like I said, who are these people? What is doing? What do they want? Why is rich dude's son picking her up and inviting her to this place? And who are all the other people? And you want to find out, or at least I did anyway. And I'm really loving this book. I didn't know whether I was going to like it or not. And you know that first page, you know, it's like, oh great, there's going to be a lot of politics in it, but there's not. This is just, you know, or at least, you know, there's not any. It's just boom, that part is over the couple pages. They don't make a comment about it on either way. But it's a really well done book. I'm glad I picked it up because it was really well done. And also another thing I like about Boom Studios is there's no ads. It just goes all the way through. You know, first page to the last. And the only thing you have is that last page right there, where it does a little ad on for another Boom Studios books. And so I am really suggesting this book. I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5 and say pick it up. So let me know if you've read it in the comments below, what you thought of it. Like, subscribe. Most of all, enjoy your independent comic books.